Lead without saying a word. Hello today. Usually I upload these in the morning. So good morning. Well, whenever you're watching this, it's YouTube, of course. So there's no set time of when you gotta watch this. Watch it whenever you want to watch it. So this reflection is about leading without saying a word. Embodied leadership. Leading by example through how you live and carry yourself. By the way, I upload these to my Substack. This is what I'm reading from. Link is in the description if you want to, well, please, look into some of my words and crowned wisdom. Some of us may not have been crowned leaders, but we were called into it by silence. We may not have stepped forward because of a title or wealth, but simply because we became what the room needed when no one else could rise to the moment. I started to notice something. When things got hard, people began to look at me. I remember once a family member told one of my younger brothers to watch me, probably because I was the oldest. Women in my life would ask for my input or lean into me for my energy when I had answers I didn't even know I carried. That could also be like, I know some people know how to extract information or know how to extract energy from people without exactly them knowing it. And I take that in a good way, in a very flattering way, obviously. Maybe I have something that kind of rubs off on people. We're still figuring out what that is. Even older men began to mirror how I showed up. I guess this starts to happen more and more as I get older. I remember in 5th grade, one of my teachers, he kind of mentioned that I was a little more mature for my age. From the outside looking in, maybe. From the inside looking out, I just was just doing, I don't know, I was just kind of living my life. With the age of the internet now, you can kind of see that there's a lot of people out and about who are very much more mature for their age. Even before the internet, I think it was very apparent. You could probably find a lot of people who are like, I remember reading a story, I was listening to an interview from this guy. He was a personal mentor to men on how to, live their lives. And I remember him saying something like at 5 years old, he had the awareness that he wanted to do what he wanted to do in life. And it's like, man, that's crazy. Like at 5 years old, you knew what you wanted to do. Like, I think one of these musicians, Justin Bieber, he started playing drums at 3 years old, and then he became a musician, and he's still, following that music path. So I admire people, and I take a lot of inspiration from people who are just very much mature for their age. Maybe it's that stoicism that I admire so much. So maybe that's something we can talk about in another YouTube video, something that we can look at a bit later on down the road. Next, this was about responsibility. I saw something missing in the room and I stepped in to fill it. Sometimes I filled it with energy, sometimes with silence, and other times with action. It took me a while to realize that I didn't need millions to be an angel investor. I had already been investing in people through belief, through money I really am still coming into, and through showing up when I had something to prove, when I had even just a little bit to give. I always had a lot to give. I gave what I had even when I was barely, I don't want to say passing by, but it means a lot to people when you give, you know? That's who I am. And now it's time to build something from that truth. I'm not building just for myself, but I'm building for people like me, the ones who have always been leaders, even when they didn't ask for it. If you see yourself in this, know that you're not alone. You always have friends and people in your corner. If you've been waiting for permission to lead, consider this your sign. I'll be sharing my journey here, my story, my lessons, and what I'm building next. Join me, subscribe, and I want to hear about your leadership journey in the description below. Because someone is watching you too, and they need your example more than you realize. So yeah, I wanted to go back to the angel investor part. The older I get, I think, I've always wanted to be an angel investor. And I see myself dropping like big bags on people, like investing in people's future and their business ventures. Obviously, I had a talk with one of my mentors. Obviously, I wouldn't just like give someone money just to give it to them. You would have to vet their projects and see what they're about and see what's going on behind the hood and curtain and kind of, mentor the person. So that's something that I really want to do. I think that would be great.